In this session we're going to explore air resistance. Air resistance is an example of a force which slows an object down. The most common example is a parachute. The idea is a man falling out of a plane has a certain amount of air resistance. The air is pushing up against him, but if he lets his parachute out, suddenly he has a lot more air resistance because his surface area, the amount of space he's taking up, has suddenly increased, and that will slow him down. The trouble is, the other force acting on him is gravity. Gravity will continue to bring him down to the ground. So if he opens his parachute too early, yes, he'll slow down, the air resistance will slow him down, but the gravity will continue to make him speed up until he hits the ground. So he needs to open it at the right time. Another example of air resistance is a paper aeroplane. Now, most paper aeroplanes are shaped with a thin nose at the front and then the wings at the back. If they were shaped differently, or if I was suddenly to add, if I was to add a massive screen at the front, it wouldn't fly properly because, well, for a few reasons, but partly because the air resistance acting there would slow it down and the air would not be able to travel over it smoothly. So in the usual form, yeah, it goes around. We call that aerodynamics, so using air resistance to your advantage. Now we're going to test a little bit of air resistance by making a model helicopter. To do this, you'll need the following things. You'll need a pencil, a ruler, a piece of scrap paper, or any paper will do, a pair of scissors, and a paper clip. Now we're going to start by drawing the outline to cut out for our helicopter. Best thing to do is, you've got a piece of paper, squared paper or A4 paper, use the corner because you've already got a good right angle there to work with. Okay. Now you may have noticed this part, I've used dotted lines. You don't have to draw them dotted, but this is to remind me not to cut these parts. I only need to cut around the outside and down that line. So let's get that done now. There we are. Unusual looking helicopter, but it will work. All we have to do, fold one of these down that way and fold the other one the opposite way. There we are. Nearly finished. Now all I need to do is to cut a little T shape out of this bottom bit. Okay, and this is where the paper clip comes in. All we need to do, making sure your paper clip is bent into the right shape, is to clip it to the bottom. There we go. And there you have your finished helicopter, which you can now test. Now, as you saw, when the helicopter fell, it span as it dropped, and that is all to do with the air resistance acting on these two vanes. So as it falls, it will cause it to spin, and the air resistance slows it down. There we go. Now what you can do when you've made your helicopter and tested it is time how long it takes to hit the floor from a set height, and then you can start playing around with what will affect that. So you could make a whole new one that's twice the size and see what happens, or you could try cutting this one down to make it smaller and see how that affects the air resistance. that time was so quick hitting the floor I couldn't even keep up with the camera. So in this case my design wasn't an improvement by making the vanes thinner. Now that I think is because the air resistance has decreased because there's less for the air to hit. See what you can do to make your helicopter stay in the air as long as possible.